Episode 11, Season 2, Episode 27 in the entire season, Microbots. Let's get started. I'm going to first tell you a little bit background of it. Basically, what happens in this episode is they find a Decepticon ship. Then the Megatron finds the heart of Cybertron, and he becomes super powerful. Perceptor, Brawn, and Bumblebee, they turn tiny small. They remove the heart of Cybertron, and they save the Autobots from being pummeled by Megatron. So let's get started. So in the episode, the episode starts with this guy saying "Jose Cepillo Rapido," so, which I thought was really funny because in this part of Latin America they speak Spanish, but in Peru they speak English. And mind you, I'm from Peru, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that our national language is not English. So just letting you know. So, so that's what happens. So then Joan, so this guy's like, finding this jar. He's like so excited. I found this jar. And then Joan, and he tells Joan, he goes, Joan, who is like a scientist, he goes, Joan, I found this jar. You're going to owe me something. Hey. And then Joan's like, I found a ship. I found a giant ship, so I don't know who wins here. I think I do. So, which is also another interesting take because Joan is a female, and it's also about the 80s characters having a lot more female characters and being more just better characters. So, yeah. So then another thing is Susan Sarandon doing voiceovers for Transformers? Because it does sound a lot like Susan Sarandon, so... yeah, so you've got that going on. Then Perceptor is, so Megatron finds out that they found the ship, so he's going to go there, he's going to go get the heart of Cybertron, and he's going to put it himself, and he's going to become super powerful. So then in cut to Perceptor in the Autobot base, fixing this tiny ship, and then he's basically taking it and making it giant with this machine that makes things big or makes things small. And then he's talking to the chip, and which is another secret wisdom, that you can actually talk to inanimate objects because they hold energy, and you can unlock that energy inside the inanimate objects. Now, will they talk back? Probably not. But if they do, you should probably see a doctor. But just letting you know, there's a secret wisdom that light is everywhere. So you've got that going on. And then you can, if you're having problems with the computer, maybe try talking to it. So it takes more than muscle to fight. That's another great quote from Perceptor. So then and then there's one point where Optimus finds out that Megatron has found out that the ship is there, so he's gonna go get Megatron and stop him from getting whatever it is that he was gonna go get. And then he asks Perceptor to come, and Perceptor goes, I can't, because I got way too much to do. And at that particular point in time, in the Netflix version, Perceptor has the Decepticon insignia in his chest. So I thought that was a little interesting, what were they trying to say? So that's what's going on. Then cut to the Decepticons going in the jungle, and then the snake falls on Starscream, and everybody's laughing at Starscream, and Rumble says, that's a good look for you. Which is interesting because the guy who does the voice for Starscream also does the voice for Cobra Commander. So there's an inside joke there. Cobra Snake, get it. And then Ravage fights a cougar, which is no fight at all, being that Ravage is a robot, and Ravage has missiles on his hips. These hips don't lie; they explode. So that's what's going on. And then there's an interesting thought that I had about the ship, because in this ship is interesting in this episode because is this a ship that they were in when they were first coming to Earth and they locked with the other ship, with the Autobot ship, or is it a completely different ship where all these other Astro Train, Blitzwing, all the other guys they came from? So there's something they could have done a tie-in with that, and they could have had Beast Wars. They did some great stuff with that. The storylines in Beast Wars are a lot deeper than this one. So Megatron gets the heart of Cybertron, becomes super powerful. Optimus shows up. He starts fighting him. And then Megatron shows that he's super powerful. Optimus sends Smokescreen to they're getting pummeled. The Autobots are getting destroyed. He sends Smokescreen to basically make him blind with the smoke, and then Optimus shoots at the mountain, and then they collapse on the mountain, and they get trapped. The Decepticons get trapped in the mountain, but they get out. But in the meantime, Optimus goes and is trying to figure out a plan. The plan is that Perceptor's plan is that they're going to shrink and they're going to get really, really tiny, and they're going to go inside of Megatron and they're going to remove the heart of Cybertron. Makes sense, doesn't it? So then they're going to do that. So what happens is they shrink, they put them inside a little box, give it to Powerglide, and Powerglide flies off, and he's going to go find Megatron and basically, you know, inject these viruses inside of him. And so, but when he finds them, he finds that they are drunk. They are drunk with energy. They're drinking these energy boxes that we're all familiar with. And so Rumble's like, hey, this energy, this is good. And then Thundercrackle's like, yeah, this energy is great. They're completely drunk. Megatron's going off like, I remember back in the days, you know, the land of the metal, when I didn't have to disguise in these stupid Earth disguises. No, and Laserbeak's like, wow, flying all over the place like a drunk chicken. But chickens don't fly. So, just a science thing, you know that, right? But my thing is, it's a kid's cartoon. So, are we advocating alcoholism in a kid's cartoon? I'm not quite sure what's going on here, because they are saying that they're having a great time. So that's what's happening. Then Brawn is inside Megatron. Megatron's immune system starts fighting Brawn and the intruders. So Brawn fights Megatron's immune system. So Brawn literally becomes Megatron's AIDS. Or some other disease that fights your immune system, which I'm not quite aware of. But yes, so that's what happens. So Megatron has AIDS, which are called Brawn. But okay. So then cut to Optimus and his guys. They're making a force field to stop Megatron. Megatron realizes that he sees Powerglide and he's going to go take care of the other guys. But he sees that these guys are drunk, so he's going to go take care of it himself. So, and then Megatron has evil impulses. When he gets there, he starts shooting at the Autobots. And his evil impulses, which are these snakes that have these weird faces, they also look like Freddy Krueger's demons that go inside of him in order to make him into Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street 6. Freddy is dead. Sorry, spoiler. And also, they kind of look like the Sharkticons, like baby Sharkticons. So, something there, you know. So, and let me get this straight. Optimus creates a force field and sends out all his other guys to attack. The force field only covers Optimus, Ratchet, and Wheeljack. That is not explained in any way, form, in terms of why these three people. Optimus I can understand as leader, but it's just very insensitive to do that. You know what I mean? To send other guys to die and then keep yourself safe until your other guys fix whatever's going on. But Megatron breaks the force field because it's made out of glass. Like all 80s force field, it just shatters. So Optimus, you know, shoots several times. So then they remove the heart of Cybertron. They come out. They start running out, and then what is it? Megatron says, "Oh, you retro rats." Now they've said retro rats several times, so I'm wondering to myself, what are retro rats? Like, can you explain it to me? What really are retro rats? So maybe someone can dress up in a Comic-Con as a retro rat and explain to me what a retro rat is. Maybe I will. So then Optimus shoots several times. Mind you, this is another thing. Optimus shoots several times, and several times he misses. So he's not a good shooter at all. I don't to understand why he's our leader, but we're gonna go ahead and okay. So Perceptor is a sharpshooter because they throw the heart of Cybertron into the air because it's, I guess, destabilizing, and then they shoot it and then it explodes. And then Brawn is like, whoever messes with Perceptor is gonna mess with me because he's my buddy and he's my friend. Mind you, we learned in this episode that robots don't apologize. They just kind of pretend like nothing happened and change their point of view. So that's it. Did you enjoy this episode? Did you hate this episode? What did you think about this episode? And did you become an alcoholic because you watched this episode? If you did, then join AAA. They'll stop making you an alcoholic. Bye.